Uh, Hi, this is Raj Kirandas, and I'm trying to create some scarf patterns. Here, as you can see, this is a collection on. We have to develop a range actually like this. So this is one concept of design where nowadays you don't see. Actually, it's not there in the market, so it's nothing that you don't see or it was earlier in the market, but it's not there in the market. But we can make perhaps. We usually have a plain scarf. We just make plain scarf and then that's all. Okay, but here I have given an idea of multiple fabrics or multiple layer of the same fabric joined and diffused, and that is to be connected together by stitching line along these edges. There are stitching lines. Okay, and then there are tassels and frays that can be converted into nice design tassels, right? Those fringes can be converted to design pattern. This is one character where obviously there could be certain prints and embroideries that we can think about planning. So this is just one kind of design that I had in mind. Okay, so moving over to the second phase of design, let us do this one, right? So this is another concept where we want to create a burnt effect, certain burnt edges along the scarf. Then obviously there could be certain embroidery prints, or there can be certain hollow effect, okay, cutout effects, and there could be certain tassels and joints where the edges of the burn can be knotted here on its own, these points. Okay, so like that we can develop some of these structures, and the edges are distorted because of the burnt effect. Now we can do the burnt effect by really burning the fabric, so each one of the fabrics of the scarf looks interesting, or we can do the printing character of a burnt effect, and then we can cut out the corners of it to have very similar pattern throughout the entire merchandise, the entire bulk of all of them looking exactly similar. If you could do a laser cutting, or we can do an embroidery cutting, and that can give a finish effect of this kind. So maybe this pattern works. And then moving further, the first one here is, this is like strips. There are strips, long strips of same fabric or multiple fabric can be conjoined together by Bartek effect. Maybe the edges can have picot. We can picot the strips, or hem the sides. Okay, and we can join with Bartex and all. We can create this kind of very straight regular strips or irregular strips that depends on the pattern or the interest. We can have irregular edges hanging on both the sides, not evenly patterned. So so there are like 3 to 4 concept I've developed, and I wish that each and every concepts will have multiple combinations. For example, this one is joined from the center. There are 2 different patterns. This is another pattern, this is another pattern. There are different kind of fabrics of the same genre, maybe, or maybe multiple genre, doesn't matter. Maybe this is too much transparent, or this is too translucent, or maybe this is heavy and this is light, or whatever. Okay, maybe this is red and this is blue, or gray and white, like this. And this is a fabric patch, so this portion is another contrast fabric, and this is another contrast fabric, where we do a running stitch to just hold the fabric in place, and these are the fabric patches that occur, as well as there could be multiple ways. So these are our mission scarf. I gave you 5 ideas, and each ideas can have hundreds and thousands of variation. Like this one can have hundreds and thousands of variation, and the earlier one can have hundreds and thousands of variation. So like that, the variations can happen. Making this scarf doesn't mean that we don't do the usual one. The usual one are very simple. There's nothing much to do. We can do it. right? Because that's only a regular rectangular piece of fabric, and we just have to develop certain embellishments or prints, which is very local and very smartly can be done and very easily can be done. But this is my creative application, creative understanding, that if it's possible that we can build up certain collection which can have a niche in the market, which can create an identity, though we can simplify, obviously all these designs we can simplify and we can make certain design variation, but then these are something that is not developed in the market. And trust me, these are the design pattern which can be used for the garment construction. Say for example, I want to make a garment out of it, like I can create a neckline over here, and I can make a shoulder, and I can make an armhole, and I can make a fabric out of it. So this top portion, you can see the top portion of the body is constructed like this, and this is the bottom portion of the fabric, and there's a conjoined effect like this. Okay, so similarly, if I have a garment, or even a cushion cover, you can just cut off this cushion cover from here, and this is all the cushion cover actually works, right? So it's not that we can only think about making it as a scarf, but for cushion cover also we can develop this. And as well as the ideas that forget that this is just a drawing lesson I had in this book, so nothing much to talk about. Say for example, this also, if you want to make a garment, maybe this is the neckline, or maybe this is the body portion, and this is the fabric, and that's how a dress can evolve. So basically, this styling, the variation, the edges, the burnt effect, the crooked cut, the layering and all, even this second one, the first one which I actually talked about, right? It can also be developed onto those things, maybe the similar way, right? It can also have a neckline here, it can have a shoulder, a sleeve line, and we can create a design, right? So this is one fabric, you can see, which is conjoined over the other fabric which is here, and there is a third fabric, maybe, a very simple patchwork of 3 different fabric, and maybe you can develop a nice motif over here, nice motif, and that's all. Basically, you can create certain design motif, and that happens to it. You can create a sleeve out of here, you can create certain necklines if you wish to, you can create a collar that can be developed, so it's that smart. You can have a full center front open, and that's all. So basically, this kind of design which I actually talked about is all about for the need of a designer. If you really need the fashion designer, then there's something that we have some varieties to talk about, some varieties to show, some varieties of samples that can be developed. Obviously the limitations and all other company essence and companies liking and buyers likings are important, that we wish to synchronize with the design. And that's all basically. I hope you like it and you give me some response. Thank you so much for watching.